What is a director's identification number and do you need to apply? And we're looking at this idea of director identification numbers, which is a new concept in Australia, but also applies if you're a director of an Australian company or a resident company in Australia. Now, why are we looking at this? To be honest, it is a step forward. It's helping to have certainty about who you're doing business with. We're used to verifying our identity. We're used to having to do that when we open a bank account, applying for anything to do with tax. This is a new step in terms of verifying your identity as a director of a company. We're going to look at what's involved and why it's important, and also how you apply. So firstly, what is this idea of a director identification number? It's a new thing. It's a unique identifier that applies to a director, and it'll apply to you once and you'll keep that number forever. Okay? It's just like your tax file number, but it's to do with being a director of a company. Now, if you're a director of a corporate trustee of a self-managed super fund, you also need to apply for a director ID. So the introduction of this director identification number is going to create a fairer business environment, and how it proposes to do that is help prevent the use of false and fraudulent director identities. Often we see a lot of companies, or you're doing business with a company and they'll be registered with slightly different names or false names or IDs. As technology gets better and systems get better, we're closer and closer to eliminating that. So closer to identifying who we're actually dealing with, eliminating those false and fraudulent identities, and eliminating unlawful activity. So why do you need it? So as a shareholder, as an employee, a creditor of a company, or somebody purchasing from the company, anybody that's dealing with the company externally, you are entitled to know the names and certain details of the directors of the company. So if you're contracting with somebody and they're going to be paying you, you want to know that they are actually the directors of the company, that they are not acting fraudulently, they really exist, and you need to know what their history is. So the director identification number is a good way of helping us to verify the identity of who we're dealing with.